This isn't about Owen Murphy as an individual. It's not personal. It's about a policy that has failed and about the shameful consequences of that, where almost 4,000 children are suffering circumstances that no child should have to suffer. And indeed, it is many more than 4,000, because some eventually get out of homelessness, but more come in. So thousands of young people and children and mothers and families, and thousands more who are couch surfing, tens of thousands more who are on waiting lists or who are in expensive rented accommodation where they are threatened with the possibility of eviction and have no security, are being put through things that no family and no child should have to be put through. And your policies have generated that situation. You say that the opposition don't put forward alternatives. That's dishonest. So stop saying it. We have put forward bills on the right to housing, which you voted against. We've put forward bills to stop evictions on the grounds of sale, which you voted against. We put forward motions to stop land hoarding and property speculation and to introduce a genuinely affordable housing scheme. You voted against it. And multiple motions and bills have been put by the opposition to that effect. What needs to be done? We need 20,000 public and affordable houses, at least built a year for the next 5 years, and in addition, other measures in the transition. But those transitionary measures must not be a substitute for building the public and affordable housing that we need. But sadly, the transitionary measures are actually your policy. They're not temporary, they're not transitionary, they are the policy. And that's why we have a housing crisis. And you only have to read Rebuilding Ireland. It's not that you're not just meeting your targets, it's that your targets are the problem. Because 3/4 of your plan to deal with the housing crisis is reliant on vulture funds and landlords who have no interest in solving that crisis, but are actually profiting very handsomely from that crisis. In fact, the worse the crisis gets, the more money they make. That's the reality, and your policy has facilitated. Is it slowly getting better? Well, let me tell you about Dún Laoghaire-Rathdown. Do you know how many council houses will be built next year in 2020 in Dún Laoghaire-Rathdown? Council houses. Two. And that is very considerably worse than the year before, where the figures were abysmal as well. So it's getting worse in Dún Laoghaire-Rathdown. And rents are now at an average of €2,000 a month. Who could afford that? Who could afford that except very, very rich people? No ordinary working person can afford that. That is the mess you've got us into because of your reliance on HAPs and the private landlords. It isn't working, Minister, and the policy has to go, and that's why we'll be supporting this motion.